Here we are. Good evening, good evening, good evening. We're trying to wait till we get going on Instagram. There we are. Good evening. It is so good to see you all this evening. I am Jackie Glass, Mama, Navy Vet Certified Dual Release Stump Legislator for the House of Delegates, 93rd District. Always honored to serve. I know why you here. You know why I'm here. So let's just go ahead and get jumping right into it. Let me start here. So, not necessarily with policy, but with numbers. Something that has been very real question I've been getting from the community over the time. And I hope that you all are doing well as we transition from having me be in Richmond to having us be in town, because y'all let me know I'm back in town so easily. But the questions I've been getting recently, which have been really interesting, is like, how does it that my bill, my power bill is so high? How is it that my light bill, or how is it that, okay, got it, right? I just got a notice and my water's off, and all of the things. We're held those. We did not ignore those things. We recognize that there are a lot of questions in the community, and that is why we're here, because I know you've heard a lot about things being about affordability, and it's not just about amount. It's about also understanding and transparency, and being able to look at your respective, whether it's your power bill or it's your water bill, not feel confused or caught off guard or left behind. So I want to be clear. This is not an opportunity right now. We're not trying to finger point. We're just trying to pull back the curtain and give you guys some information so that we can move forward with honest truth and resources. So this evening, what we've decided to do is we've invited folks here from Dominion Energy, as well as HRSD, that's the Hampton Roads Sanitation District, and there's some folks from Norfolk Public Utilities tonight, to give you hopefully some understanding and some answers directly from the source, right? Because I could say one thing, but I want you guys to realize that there are people in the community that want to make sure that it makes sense to you. More importantly, I think you deserve to clarity on what's driving the cost, what has changed, and what tools and resources actually exist to manage them. So my role here tonight, let me just be clear, my role here tonight is really simple. It's just to make sure that your questions are heard, your concerns are respected, and if we don't answer them here, that we get to, and that they don't fall in the cracks, and that we get to them in a timely manner. Because I know that email from 3 weeks ago, some of y'all been waiting on. So I told you get here tonight with the understanding that village is a verb and it's an action, and this is what we're doing, and this is what it looks like in action. So let's get right into it. We're going to start with first having a presentation from Hampton Roads that just run a show for you all. We're going to have HRSD give a presentation. You will not hear direct answers from the presenters off top, but then we're going to go into Dominion Energy is going to put out some resources and some information. If you have questions, throw them in the chat and we'll get back to them. And if we're not able to get to your question while we're on the live, we're from our office, we will make sure that your questions get passed along. So gratitude all of you all for being here this evening. I'm going to bring in Jill, and where's Jill? There we go. I'm going to bring in Jill and Trinette. Hi, y'all.
Hi there.
Hey there. Hi there. So I'm going to bring in you all's presentation and let you guys first introduce yourselves.
Okay. Good evening, Delegate Glass and ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jill Morrison, and I'm the Director of Customer Care for HRSD.
And good evening, Delegate Glass and ladies and gentlemen. I am Trinette Hodges, the Customer Service Manager for Norfolk Utilities.
All right.
And there's our slides.
There it is.
Thank you for doing this. This is really exciting. I appreciate the opportunity to be here. And because we're both up here, HRSD works in partnership with Norfolk Public Utilities to provide the HRUBS. You'll hear me call it HRUBS. It's a combined bill, and we're going to talk about that tonight. Go ahead. So first, let's look at this partnership and how we are involved in the water source to sanitation process. As you can see in this diagram, the City of Norfolk is your water provider, and through a vast network of underground pipes, they deliver clean water to your home. As that water is used by washing and flushing and cleaning or drinking, The water used is measured by a meter, which is read by a third party and reported to Norfolk Public Utilities, ideally on a monthly basis. We will talk more about that in a few slides. The water used makes up the water charge, as you see that blue water drop there. And then the used water leaves your home through another vast network of pipes and pump stations. And that's referred to on your Norfolk bill as the wastewater collection charge. Other cities call it sewer charge. So we put sewer charge on that brown bubble there. And finally, the wastewater leaves your home and is sent to the HRSD, wastewater treatment plant, which goes through a heavily regulated cleaning process. We treat for over 120 water quality parameters before the water is been reintroduced back into the environment. As you can see that little pipe on the side where it's spilling out, that's just putting the water back into the environment. So this is how Norfolk and HRSD are partnered together, and this is how we come up with that combined water bill that you receive. And now I'll hand off to Trinette to take the next slides and talk about the bill.
Okay, thank you, Jill. As the customer service manager for Norfolk Utilities, I oversee the monthly billing of approximately 72,000 accounts for a population of about 238,000. And I always like to start by stating that the water bill is a misnomer. And I say this because the bill consists of much more than fees for just water service. In fact, the bill consists of fees for 6 services billed by 3 distinct entities. 2 of those entities are within the city of Norfolk, which is the Department of Utilities and the Department of Public Works. And the third entity is our regional partner that's here with us tonight, HRSD. And so if you change the slide, please. So I will refer to the bill as the combined utility bill, and I will explain the services and charges on a typical residential account with a 5/8-inch meter, which is what most residents have, a 90-gallon trash can, and a 30-day billing period that's used 6 CCFs of water. So the city of Norfolk, you can change the slide, please. The city of Norfolk is divided into 20 cycles. And on average, there are approximately 3,500 accounts in each cycle. And if all goes as planned, cycle 1 is read on the first business day of the month, and the month is concluded with cycle 20 at the end of the month. And meters are recorded as is, and they are not rounded up. And it's important to note that 3 of the services on the combined utility bill are based on volume. And volume is measured in 100 cubic feet, which is 748 gallons, and it's reflected on your statement as CCF. And as you see here on this first slide, it divides the services into Norfolk charges and HRSD charges, which I just spoke about. And if we go to the next slide, we'll see our first service, which is water. So water's rate is $6.51 per 748 gallons. And again, 748 gallons is the volume that we measure in, which is 100 cubic feet, and I'll refer to as CCF. So that is less than a penny per gallon. And the great thing about consumer control in the city of Norfolk is the fact that if you do not use water, there is no charge. There's no charge for water or wastewater collection. It is completely within the consumer's control. We do not charge minimum charges. We do not charge daily fees. On the next slide, you'll see wastewater collection, and this service is conveying wastewater from homes and businesses to HRSD, just like Jill spoke of. And this is for most of the water that goes through the home. It eventually goes down the drain. This rate is $5.66 per CCF. And again, consumer has complete control. The next slide is refuse disposal. And this is what most customers call trash. This service provides residential curbside collection of household trash, recyclables, bulk waste, yard waste, tires. And this service is a fixed daily rate. And that fixed daily rate is approximately $1.10 per day. And on the next slide, you'll see the next fixed daily rate is stormwater. Both of these services, refuse disposal and stormwater, are billed by the Department of Public Works. And stormwater is a federally mandated fee for stormwater drainage, flood control, street sweeping, and it's based off of what is known as an ERU, which represents the average amount of usage or impervious area associated with a typical single-family residential property. And the daily rate for that is just under 49 cents per day. Next slide, please. Tax. The tax for a residential customer based on a 5/8-inch meter caps at $5.62. The tax is calculated at 25% on the first $22.50 of the water charge. All other meter sizes do not have a cap, and they can exceed more than $5.62 in tax. And next we have wastewater treatment, which is the treatment and discharge of wastewater received by HRSD. Now, the difference in control with charges for HRSD, unlike water and wastewater, although it is based on meter readings and volumetric, there is a minimum daily charge of 30 cents per day. So in a 30-day period, if you don't use any water, you will incur a $9 monthly charge. And if you look at those three charges that are associated with water, which is water, wastewater collection, and wastewater treatment, and add those fees up per CCF, customers are charged $21.20 for every 748 gallons of water used. That's actually less than 3 cents per gallon, which is considerably less expensive than any gallon of jug you can purchase in a supermarket. And then on our next slide, which is a pie chart that shows the percentage of each billed service proportionately. And as you can see, if you look at each of those services and break those out by percentages, you can see where each billed amount breaks out. From highest to lowest, we have wastewater treatment at approximately 30%, water at approximately 22%, wastewater collection at 19%, trash at 18%, stormwater at 8%, and tax at 3%. So a question that we've gotten a lot of is, why is the bill higher than normal? As most of you know, we do contract our meter reading services. The current contractor is Alexander's Contractual Services. And for the last 2.5 months, beginning about mid-November through the end of January, the reading vendor faced a lot of challenges in regards to the labor market. They had difficulty stabilizing and maintaining their workforce, and their organization experienced elevated turnovers, recruitment obstacles, inconsistent employment reliability, and limited interest in physically demanding nature that is meter reading. I am happy to say that most recently, at the end of the month, we did turn the corner, and we are seeing most of our customers' bills shrink back into that typical billing period, which is usually between 28 and 34 business billing days. And I'll let Jill.
Yeah, I'll jump in here because in the previous slide, one of the mentions of a higher bill was the potential for leaky faucets or the shower head. And so what we've done is we've added the cost of, in the next slide, the cost of a leaky toilet. This is taking those numbers that you saw before and applying this to a scenario of a leaky toilet. And what we've determined is EPA estimates that one leaky toilet loses 200 gallons of water per day, which could be as much as 6,000 gallons per month if it's not caught. And as you can see, that equals real cash lost out of your pocket. And we want you to be able to come to us and let us know that there's been a leak, it's been repaired, and we may be able to provide a leak adjustment with documentation of that repair. And I found this interesting because a typical repair cost for that rubber flapper thing in the back of the toilet is as little as $8 to $25 if you do it yourself. So this is one of our most common high bill issues that we work with customers on to try to help them figure out the leak. And if you've ever heard the toilet making a noise, and that's not normal. After you flush, it should be quiet. So if you hear it still making a noise, you can drop a little bit of food coloring in the tank to see if the color comes through, and you can see that that water is in fact being run, and that's money. That's money to you. So on the next slide, oops, we've also put in here ways to lower that water bill, and some of these might seem obvious, like use less water, and yes, water conservation can be incorporated into daily life, like turning the water off when you shave or brush your teeth. And as we mentioned in the previous slide, repairs for the leaks. But here's another idea. If you figure out your average monthly cost for the entire year, you can set up your own budget plan and set up auto pay. So regardless of when the bill comes, your set amount is paying the same throughout the year, and we can help you with that. There's also an HRSD flat rate available for wastewater treatment charges, which is currently $1.52 per day, which equals $45.60 for 30 days. And so folks who have normally 5.5 CCF use of water each month, you can actually save money by being placed on the flat rate, because higher CCF would be a higher charge for you, and we would like to reduce that for you if at all possible. Go ahead to the next slide. This is a look at our portal. We like for people to visit this portal because you can get a lot of information about your account, and I tried to put as much information in this slide as possible because this is a screenshot of what the portal looks like. And on the top right side, there is a place where you can select to go paperless. That'll deliver your bill faster to you. Instead of a paper bill being mailed, it'll be emailed right to you the day it's generated. You can set up auto pay. You can also apply for a payment extension. As you can see in this light blue histogram graph at the bottom, this is a person's real use. And as you can see, as it gets gradually from right to left, there's a large bar that shows that there is a problem. You can see that the customer can go onto their portal and see that something's going on, and there is suddenly higher use. And this is a really good way to visually see in the graph that we need to deal with a water leak potentially. And there's also another one. Again, it's very small, but there are notifications that you can select that your bill is ready, that your bill is due. And I believe that says payment received and payment declined. So there are notifications that you can set up in your portal to let you know. And of course, there are water saving tips, and you can make your one-time or auto pay payments on the portal. I hope that's helpful, because if you would like to get more information, you can always go to www.hrsd.com. And this last slide here is more about the assistance programs we have available. And if you've ever made a payment online, you might have noticed that we offer for customers to donate to help to others. And this isn't for anyone in particular. This is anyone that's coming across an emergency situation. They can go to the Salvation Army and apply for help to others, and that is direct assistance. There's no money taken off at the top. It's 100% going to families to help keep their water on, and a customer can get up to $500 from help to others. And we really like to promote this program because we do this, again, with other community partners. In this case, this is done with the Hampton Roads Planning District Commission and the Salvation Army. And we're really proud of this because we're not just a billing company. We really care about our community and all of our residents, and we want to help as best as we can. So finally, the last slide that I have for you is our contact. And Delegate Glass was very gracious in letting me know that she would make these slides available so that you have these numbers as well. You have the Norfolk Public Utilities customer service and your HRSD HRUBS Customer Care Center phone numbers. And if you're ever curious and you want to look up HRSD, we have an HRSD annual report that you can certainly look up as well. So that's what we have for you tonight. And I believe we'll be tossing this over to Dominion and then help them with questions as we go.
I was muted. Thank you so much, Jill and Trinette. I want to answer that you answered this question. Charlotte said, hey, this is great. Is it going to be available? Yes, it'll live on all my socials, but also we're going to send this out to anybody that has the newsletter and then give it to all of the Hampton Roads delegation to make sure that folks get the opportunity to two things I learned. That I could also help out if I have a little extra to be able to help to give to folks. And then we've got some places to point to. I'll say this, though, too, Jill, is that the biggest population that I'm seeing is our senior population. With it, I probably got more messages and more things from the senior population on just getting and needing support. So thank you so much for this. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to shift gears, and Jill's going to be back on because we'll take some questions at the end, Jill and Trinette. We're going to shift over to your power, more power. And we're going to bring in, I got Will Smith, not to be confused with Will Smith, or maybe to be confused with Will Smith. I've got Marilyn, if I can bring you in. And Kate, where you at, Kate? Did I lose you? There you are. Gotcha. All right. Tossing it to you all. If you could just introduce yourselves and just let me know when to bring up your stuff and things.
For sure. Well, Delegate Glass, thank you for taking the time to invite us up here and give us opportunity to be able to speak to your constituency. My name is Will Smith, Dominion Energy External Affairs. I cover Norfolk and Portsmouth. I have my great colleagues, Marilyn Coleman, she's Dominion Energy Outreach Administrator, and then Kate Waller, who does energy conservations with us. And
I would say, Delegate Glass, you can bring up the slide.
Mm-hmm. You want me to go ahead and bring it up? I was letting you introduce yourself. If you're ready for it, I can bring it up.
Well, let's do this. I'm sorry. I was waiting on Will, but then I said, I guess, would you like for us to just go ahead and introduce ourselves?
For sure. Please go ahead.
First of all, I'm Marilyn Coleman, and I am an Energy Assistance Outreach Administrator with Dominion Energy, and I'm happy to be here.
Good evening, everyone. Also, thank you very much for this time this evening. My name is Kate Waller, and I'm a manager with our Energy Conservation Group, and I'll be excited to share the options we have. Marilyn, did you want to go first and kick it off?
It looked like Marilyn might have froze. Marilyn, you there? Or did I freeze?
I can hear you.
Nope.
Will, you might want to message Marilyn. I think she's
sure.
frozen. But I'll go ahead and kick off a little bit while we address the technical issues. Again, appreciate everyone's time this evening as we work through these issues. But I would really like to just talk about how our customers can really put power back into their own hands.
No, I cannot hear. Can anyone hear me?
Yes, Marilyn, I can hear you.
We can hear you, Marilyn.
I'm not able to hear, but if someone can let me know. Well, I'm sorry, Kate is speaking now.
Yeah.
We're all going to give each other grace this evening.
Yes, right.
Great, grace is the word. So yeah, I would like to go ahead and share and kick off about our energy conservation programs and what we have available to our customers to save the energy usage, which is the biggest contributor to the bills. So one of the things that I'd really like to talk about is basically we have a couple of things around energy conservation to put the power back in your hands and to reduce your usage. One of those is when you go to dominionenergy.com and you type in energy savings, you will come to our page where you will see a suite of options for you. The first would be a home virtual audit, which is completely no cost to you, where you can answer a few simple questions about your home, and we will send you a very large energy conservation kit that includes insulation for your water heater, power strips that will help conserve your energy usage, as well as things like LED bulbs, low flow shower heads, a number of things that will really help in those day-to-day low energy usage behaviors. Another thing that we have is a program called Peak Time Rebates, and this is a huge benefit to you as a customer on those days when it's really bitterly cold. Many of you remember those very frigid temperatures in December, and also who can forget the snowpocalypse that affected us all, right? And in those moments, those temperatures in sub-freezing is when our homes worked the hardest. And so that's when you really want to pay the most attention to what your thermostat is doing, because the heat pump is working extra hard and for longer durations. So if you enroll in the Peak Time Rebate Program, guess what? That's a day where you can opt in to say, I'm going to make some adjustments to my home on these peak days to reduce the usage, so that later when you get the bill, you'll see an impact of that, where it kind of levels some of that out. I personally like to couple that with usage alerts, where I could see daily usage. And if it starts to spike, then I'll again make some adjustments at home. Again, it puts the power in my own hands of how I can reduce those bills. Another option is I want to talk about what we have available for income and age qualifying weatherization. You'd be surprised at how much our homes actually just kind of leak energy. We will actually, at no cost to you, if you are eligible, you can qualify for large weatherization home upgrades. And if you want to find out more about whether you qualify for these programs, again, that is available on our website, Dominion Energy, and just type in Save Energy, and it will bring you to one of those web pages, which will give you more information about income and age qualifying weatherization. It's sometimes believed to be too good to be true, but it is a real thing. So if you're finding that your home is maybe a little older, or you are you know of somebody who really needs help weatherizing their home, again, we will send an energy expert to your home to assess what is actually draining your energy, using the most energy, and we will make those recommended upgrades for you. I hope this has been helpful. Those are the big hitters that will really, again, help bring you hopefully some relief in reducing your bill and reducing that usage, and puts the power back into your own hands. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Marilyn.
Thank you, Kate. So happy to be here again, just to share information with you all. I know everyone is panicking about the high bills, but I want to tell you, you're not alone. And while Kate has talked about things that we can do around the house, or things that we have for you all to take advantage of, to figure out those low costs, no costs in your home, I'm here to tell you about energy assistance. What can I do? I'm struggling whether do I pay for medicine or do I pay for this electricity to keep on? Those are hard conversations. And so while we're out there with boots on the ground, making sure that our customers know about energy assistance programs, those programs can include fuel assistance, crisis, cooling, and all of these components are under the umbrella of LIHEAP. And so if it's income based, which it is, you certainly want to go visit your local Department of Social Services. You also can visit by going to Common Help, which is a resource, a page for the Department of Social Services. We also have a program that's new It's been around for going 2 years now, and it is called percentage of payment. I'm sorry, percentage of income payment plan, and it is called PIP. It is a billable program, but it is designed to help those who are low income and experiencing high bills because maybe they are living in an older home, don't have the resources to make, adjustments to bring those bills down. Well, the beauty of this percentage of income payment plan is what it does, it is based on your monthly income. So it is a percentage. It could be 10% or 6%, depending on your major heating source, which could be gas or electric. But keep in mind, the PIP program is only available for Dominion employees only. I'm sorry, employees, but Dominion customers only. You must go to your Department of Social Services to apply. So think about this. If you have a high bill, and just for an example, say you have a high bill, you have high usage from this past, the weathers, the temperatures that we faced several months ago. You're thinking about, I can't pay thousands of dollars. It is not in my budget. Well, you may want to go and visit your local Department of Social Service to see, because maybe my bill's $400 or $500, but my income that I'm bringing in is only say 1,000. Well, 10% of that 1,000 is $100 that you would pay. And when you pay that $100, you pay it every single month. You cannot prepay. But if you pay that, then ultimately that arrearage bill that you have sitting out there, along with your current bill, you will earn credits and be forgiven for that. And so the key is these programs that I'm speaking of, we want you to make sure that you go and apply, because you never know what you may find and what you may qualify. It's about bringing awareness, getting connected, and we see you, we hear you, and we want to help you find ways with getting those bills paid. Another energy assistance program that is available, it's Energy Share, which is Dominion sponsor. It is not income based, it is crisis based. So if you are struggling, and if you have a bill that you're not able to pay, and you have a disconnect notice, you have a budget removal notice, those types of notice, and you are experiencing that crisis where you got more going out than coming in, we want you to seek that. There's a page on our website. You go to our website, www.dominionenergy.com, and you can put in search, how do I pay my bill, or even energy assistance. And there is a nicely page that is driven for you to go see what programs are available, what are my dates, so that you are aware. And the Energy Share programs, you may have some of your social service agencies who are your intake agency, and you may also have Salvation Army and other nonprofit who are your intake agency. So while it is a Dominion sponsored program, you want to go online and search your local intake agency for that. And so again, there's also payment plans by contacting our customer care center. What can I do? I can't pay this bill right now, but are there payment plans options? We want you to call before it's too late, because if you call as soon as you get that bill, then you have more options that you may have available that we can offer. The payment plans are typically, we want you to pay half of your balance. That's the down payment. After you pay that, then the remaining amount will go on installment plans along with your current bill. That may be sustainable for you. And so if you don't reach out to us, you won't know. But we, as an outreach administrator, I'm out in the field. Any events that are going on, stay connected on websites in the community with your local Department of Social Services, your nonprofit. See if events are going on, because likely we, as a company, is out there providing information not only about how I pay my bill, who can I go to get that help, but also we're offering the conservation tips that Kate just mentioned. And so it's out there. We know it's hard, and we want to be there to support you to manage your bills, and know that it's something that we're all experiencing, that we're all frustrated about these high bills. As you know, the cost of food, everything has gone up. So we're all seeing this. And as we continue to provide the reliable energy that we want to provide to you, the safe energy, the sustainable, it takes money. And so we want to use our resources. And in using those resources, we want to make sure that we pour back into the community, that we're providing them with what they need to move forward and be in a better place, such as a time as this. And so, again, I appreciate you all. If you need help, you contact our customer care center, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Someone Monday through Friday should be there to answer your call. And if you don't get what you need, you move forward further. You take it a little step further. Maybe contact your local Department of Social Services, your caseworker, and see how they may be able to notify us what can we do to help them to move forward, to bring some closure to this. And again, I thank you so very much for your time, and for Delicate Glass giving us an opportunity to share with the community on what we have to offer.
For sure. And additionally, as you see this graphic right here, I believe to my right, this has everything that Marilyn and Kate just spoke about. There's a QR code at the bottom that you can scan that takes it back to what Kate said to find some energy savings opportunities. So please take advantage of this this document right here. And Delegate Glass, please feel free to share this with your constituency.
We'll do. We've got a lot of questions too, and I'm going to bring where are we at? Jill and Trinette back into the fold as we get questions. All right, so let's start here. The biggest question I've seen, I've got it on both. I've seen it on LinkedIn. There is qualifiers. So they're specifically talking about the energy programs. Are there any programs that are open to commercial residential customers? I think this is a Dominion energy question.
Yes, thank you for the question. It would be helpful to, I guess, kind of elaborate what commercial residential means. We do have programs available for commercial and our residential customers. Obviously, tonight we wanted to be respectful of everyone's time, so I kind of hit the ones that are focused on residential customers. But if you go to our website on Dominion Energy and you type in energy savings or save energy, you will find that there are a number of programs and offerings available, again, for residential and for our commercial customers. Yep. As far as income and age qualifying, our weatherization program, when you go to our website, you will find a table. And within that table, it'll show you just a quick eligibility check. What am I eligible to receive in terms of weatherization and home upgrades that will make my home where I live more energy efficient, so that it's more comfortable and I'm not draining all of my energy when the temperatures are ultra high or ultra low. And it's also going to take a look at things that are happening inside the home that might need some attention. So I would encourage everyone to please go to our website, and like Marilyn shared, our contact center is available Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And they'll be able to answer some of these questions for you as well. And if they don't know the answer, then certainly they'll direct you to the correct department that will.
Okay. Right. Okay, so I've got a couple questions from Instagram. It says from Amy Chick. I think if I'm saying Amy Chick, is this available for historic homes? And I've got another one along the lines too that sort of says that if are historic homes able to get the audits, are they able to do the home energy audit as well?
I'm sorry, I think the sound was breaking up on that. Do you mind repeating that question?
Yeah, so there was an ask of whether or not historic homes were able to are eligible for the audit or the weatherization um, resources.
So yes, there are a couple of options there in terms of whether it's income and age, qualifying weatherization, an energy expert. One of those steps is going out to the home to see if the residence itself is eligible for those upgrades. There have been times in which, like, let's say the home may have more profound needs, such as a new subfloor, right? And so it's important to get that energy expert out there to say, this home is eligible for these conditions. A lot of older homes are eligible. I mean, that's kind of what drives that need to get those weatherization upgrades, because most of the homes today in new construction already have those energy efficiency measures built into it. And I want to go back to that question about a commercial business owns a residential property. So again, there are options out there. Please take a look at our website. And also there is a number to direct that question more specifically for that LinkedIn question about commercial residential properties. So I also want to point out that we do work with landlords. It would require actually a consent agreement with the landlord if you are eligible and approved for income and age qualifying weatherization. And that is really, really important, because I know a lot of folks out there are still, they're leasing or they're renting their homes. And so we open up those options to that population as well.
Great. Thank you for that. Another question. Can we get more information on the peak time rebates? Is it strictly for winter, or can it apply to extreme weather in the summer? How do they determine the balance?
That is a great question. And I'm so glad that question was asked. It is a year-long program, and it really alerts you when those temperatures are the most extreme. They say, hey, we're expecting record high temperatures. Do you want to participate and make those adjustments? I like to think of it like this: 3 adjustments for 3 hours. So you might, during those days of extreme hot temperatures, right, you might say, oh, well, I want to adjust my thermostat up to 78 degrees or higher during this 3-hour period. If it's 98 degrees with that terrible Virginia humidity that we experience, 78 degrees might not be that bad, right? Or, you might not even be at home during that time. Maybe you go do something else for that 3 hours. Maybe you shut off every single light. There are other things that you could do during that peak time rebate program. And I want to point out also, we actually incentivize you to participate in that. So not only does it lower your usage during the worst periods of those temperatures, we also reward and incentivize you for participating. But it is a year-long program, and it's totally free. So please feel free to go online and register for that program.
Perfect. There's another question from Trav Light Sean. I think that's how I say this. Trav says, as adults who care for a parent, if they are their power of attorney, can they apply on behalf for some of the programs for them?
Certainly, I understand our caregiver population and the need to make sure that our aging parents are taken care of as well. I would definitely recommend calling into our contact center and talking about a power of attorney process in which you would become not only authorized on behalf of your family member to conduct those day-to-day decisions and business around their electric bill. I'm sure that I'm going to get it wrong. The HRSD group probably has a similar process as well with power of attorney and making sure that you have authorized account holders and then can navigate through some of these programs. For sure, weatherization would be available so long as they are an account holder, right? That's really important. And that they meet the income and age qualifying eligibility guidelines.
Yeah. Jill, how about that for you all? If there was a person who was a caregiver, how would they navigate some of the programs if they had a
The absolute same. You have to provide a power of attorney for that account holder, and that happens a lot in family situations that the children haven't quite worked out the paperwork yet, and it's important to get some of that taken care of while the parents are still able to sign, able to acknowledge the passing over of the children, to be able to help take care of those accounts and finances. Absolutely, Kate, that does happen.
Thank you for that. Here, I'll do that for him for a second. There's another question, or actually a sentiment, which I understand this sentiment. Kasia says, like, being mindful that most folks that need assistance don't have a caseworker. I want to say I'm in that population that while I was in session, I got told what the power bill was, and I was just like, yowzers, okay. Okay, here we go, right? That there's a large population of like working folks that are seeing the need for these programs. And I'm grateful to put this information out there. So hopefully those folks that thought that they needed to be a certain income level to qualify for certain things or get information, that there's something here for you. And if you find that you're trying to figure out, get in where you fit in, please don't hesitate to reach out. We'll make sure all this information, I'm going to post it up again before we get off here, but we've got, I appreciate you saying those sentiment, because I know there's a fraction of us that feel like we're in the lost middle.
Yeah, I totally get that sentiment as well. And again, I would encourage folks, don't discount what resources and options are available to you. If you have the full-time job, you're working, you're paying your bills, but you're still feeling the strain, there are still a lot of options. Just call us. We'll find out, we'll find an option that works best for you. There are things that you could do today that have no cost, like budget bill, signing up for usage alerts, the peak time rebate program. And again, that virtual audit, putting the power and control back in your own hands to reduce your usage. So I totally get that sentiment 100%. A lot of us are in that position. So keep that feedback coming as well.
Got it. And I believe this was already answered. This question from David James, a frequent flyer here. Has there ever been conversation about splitting water bills from trash bills? And I'm going to go ahead and post the answer up just for everybody to be able to see, because Mary came in and answered and said splitting bills has been a discussion, but remains a discussion stage at this point. Overstand that. So I appreciate you. Thank you, Mary, in the background.
And if I could, Delegate Glass,
yes.
There's people, I would like to make sure people understand that the HRSD service is free. We combine the bills at no charge to the city of Norfolk. It's kind of like a mutual customer thing anyway. We're going to send these bills out for wastewater treatment. So what we've done in partnership with the city of Norfolk is combining that bill allows us to save customers money by using only one piece of paper and sending all of it to you. And I do understand that does make the bill look larger, and there are other charges on there. So totally get that. I think what we are trying to do is reduce the paper, which reduces those charges that then get trickled down to the customers to have to pay for.
Fair. Thank you for that insight. Javon Maven, hey, welcome, Javon, has a question, says, having solar panels, does having solar panels affect us from receiving any of these programs?
As far as exempting you from participating in energy conservation programs, not at all. I mean, there may be, I think, a couple of like very niche things, but like, for example, if you have solar panels, you can also take advantage of our other energy conservation programs. So I would definitely either call the contact center or take a look at our website and see what else are you interested in? What else can you do? because we all want to optimize and maximize those benefits, right?
Yeah. And I did get a question with regards to power and data centers. I definitely think once we get, especially in our area, get our minds around that conversation, we'll try to put something on to sort of talk about how those two things are being held in hands. I want it today to be about information, resources, just to get us in the know, because doers, right? Most people that show up here, you are doers, and I appreciate you because doers do get more done, but we need to make sure that we're sharing resources off top immediately. So I appreciate the folks that want that come off the top rope on me too, to keep me accountable and to hopefully make sure that we're being resourceful. Not lastly, but I've got a couple things, but I think this is another question. There's another thank you to you all. Look, don't thank me. Look, I felt like I didn't have the answers, BZ. So we just wanted to bring the people in the room to make sure. So I'm going to encourage you as a leader in the community to make sure that you share this information, as I do also believe it's timely. There's another question here. Does Dominion buy back extra power from residential panels? I don't know. Is that an off-base question? I genuinely don't know.
I guess it's a solar question about how that works in terms of the bill rate if you have solar panels. Mm-hmm. I think that there's probably some misinformation out there, but I am not the expert. So I'm hesitant. Yeah, I'm hesitant to dive in too deep on that question. And I want to make sure I'm intentional in giving the right answer. So if I would ask that question be taken offline, and we could absolutely provide a more meaningful response to that question so that it's accurate and true.
Copy.
Please send it over.
What'd you say, Will?
I said I second that, Kate. Delia Glass, please send it over to us.
Yep. We'll hold that. I got a couple things, right? Let me just, as I was listening to you all, I was like, I feel like an idea fairy, but I'm not always like the person to execute. However, I am wondering if I saw Swift on the slides, Jill, and I took a field trip to Swift. Okay, I think that it was amazingly insightful. If you could, can you just a quick little, because I'm getting a little giddy and I want to take more. If there are people, if there are doers out there that want to take a field trip to Swift, I'm down. And I want to put something together. But can you talk to people about Swift? Because I don't think people know what Swift is.
Sure.
In your slides.
It was in the beginning. It was in Swift is, I'll call it groundbreaking technology for, I made a pun and I didn't even mean to, groundbreaking technology of where the wastewater is cleaned so good to drinking water standards. And then instead of putting it out into the river, which is the normal thing that we do, we go deep into the aquifers underneath, and we inject it into those water aquifers. And it's a really fascinating way to reclaim the water and put it to good use. And I know it has that ick factor. We all talk about it. Trust me, I have actually drank it. It was fine. and it's a new way to really address a problem, especially in the communities that suffer with drought. Now, obviously, we don't really have that much of a problem here, but we do have where the land is sinking. It's called subsidence, and that is a real problem in our area because we are at sea level. And by injecting the water back into the aquifers, we're helping not allow the land to stay up instead of sink down. And that's a excellent way to recharge our aquifers at the same time reducing that subsidence. And working at HRSD is such a proud moment for us because this is an incredible science, wonderful engineering. We have some of the world-renowned, globally recognized scientists and engineers that work in people don't know about it because, we're just, the ordinary customers. But,
Yes.
I believe when you came, you had we had some visitors from New Zealand at the time, and they were coming to check out our science to see how we do what we do. That's how well recognized we are in this industry. And we do that because we want to keep costs as low as possible. So we're out there, we call it the R&D, researching and developing the best methods to keep costs down and do the next right thing for our community and our environment.
Yeah, it's amazing. I know I took us off a little bit, but I didn't want to. I wanted.
I'm glad you did. Thank you. That was a fun plug. We're very proud of HRSD.
Let's go on a field trip, community. Let's do it. Secondly, actually, let me make sure there's no questions. I want to a lot of conflicts. I'm just making sure there's no more questions. So Cousin Ed, I see your questions on data center. I think what I'm going to do is we can do something down the road where we have a fuller conversation and have the right expertise in the room to talk about data centers. I'm not ignoring your questions. I'm just saying I want to create the ripe environment to make sure we address them from a place of truth and knowledge. Secondly, April is coming up, and you all mentioned the word audit kept coming up. And I'm wondering, this is me shooting my shot, if maybe we can do something or partner with you all, like audits in April, like really push the whole idea of, I'm just trying to think of what makes people remember to do things. Like, I don't know, that's the only month that starts with an A. And I just feel like if it's a habit, if you make it a habit, that it may be helpful. I'm shooting my shot. Okay. I want to do some audits in April. And
I love it. Yeah. Let's do it in the spring before the temperatures get hot again. Right? Yeah, absolutely. Okay. I love it.
I'm pitting a pen in that. And Jay's probably looking at me like, Jackie, you always trying to do some extra stuff. I am. I am. Then what is it? The historic home piece. It looks like there might be some space. I see a lot of historic home questions, which goes back to really understanding Norfolk has a very high historic home, population of folks that are trying to do right, not sell grandma's house or get somebody's grandma's beautiful house and make it into something beautiful. So please, I just want to understand, as we saw all the historic questions, that the worst thing that you can do is not ask if your home qualifies, right? That's the worst thing that you do. So let's just not do the worst thing and just ask the questions and pick up the phone and make that call. I just wanted to do a plug there.
Yep, absolutely. And they are eligible. So I'm glad you circled back on that.
We do have another question I'll take this as the last question, and then somebody else has another field trip. I'll put that out there. I'll take this as the last question, and then Javon Maven, I'll put your sentiment in there. All right. Javon, David James Glass says, is there any interest from Dominion in helping low-income folks get solar, maybe in partnership? And I'm going to lift up real quick. I know Kasia, I saw her in there. I think that there's some space for you to be a good helper with the work that you do, but I'm going to toss the questions to you all.
And the answer is yes. As a matter of fact, we had an income and age qualifying solar program. We have filed to extend that. It was actually so popular, in fact, that during this pilot, we had to close it. It is full. So, but it was a wonderful program. And for that reason, we refiled. So I love to be able to say yes. Right. So more to come on that. And I would just say, look to the future. There will always be more things available to our vulnerable customers.
I said it was going to be our last question, but we're almost at 7:00. And I like that. Oh, by the way, thanks, David. Did y'all mention the free weatherization package that it has? Did you miss that, David? Did you missed that? But you want us to plug it again? Let's go for it. Dominion, y'all have the floor.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, David. So one of the programs that it's very close to my heart is our income and age qualifying weatherization program. And essentially on our website, if you go to, again, dominionenergy.com and you type in Save Energy, you will find that there is an option for income and age qualifying. programs. And if you are eligible, there is a table on the website that will show just a quick eligibility check if you might be eligible for this program. And there is a number that you can call to kind of go down that path and that process, where it will continue to look at what you qualify for. A home energy expert will be sent to your home to take a look at your residence and essentially complete a little bit of an audit on your home and look at what you qualify for in terms of home energy upgrades and savings. It is completely free at no cost to the qualifying customers. And we're very proud of that program. So thank you for the call out.
There's your response. Very cool.
And Delegate Glass, if I could
Yes.
address one more thing really fast. I know that we had some data center questions, and I did just want to touch on it a bit, if you all can hear me. I know that we were talking about bill management and everything right now. Just to give a little plug for your next event that we have. To prevent data center demands from driving up costs for other customers, we propose and our regulators approve new measures to ensure data centers continue to pay their fair share. And those measures include a new rate class, various financial commitments designed to protect our customers as the data center industry grows. So the legislator also just passed additional protections this year that would assign more costs to data centers and low residential bills.
I know that that's a huge topic and it's a huge undertaking, and I want to give it the attention and the manner that it deserves, because it's a big thing. And a lot of people are just, I can freely admit there are pieces of it that I'm completely ignorant on, that I need to understand for the effects for the community that I serve, and then just for the Commonwealth en masse, as we are the capital of all of this. But to the folks here, we will have that conversation. What I'm waiting on, and I'll just tell you what I'm holding in my hands. I'm waiting to see what comes, what bills act, what comes out in the budget, what comes out in bills after we reconvene, which is set for April 22nd, right? And then we are already scheduled for a special session to hope so that we can get a budget done on April 23rd. So when I go back, I will be able to hold in hands the work that we actually did, the things that actually got signed by the governor, and then we can sort of talk from where we actually are standing, because everything is hypothetical right now. Anything can happen between now and that special session. So it is not an ignoring. It's like we want to be meticulous with our words. And in order to do that, we kind of need to know the playing field that we're on. So I imagine May or June. I typically try to do a town hall every quarterly, but there will be something specific for this, because I don't want to be ignorant, and I also don't want to put out bad information. And I want you to be able to hold us accountable from a place of truth. So be on the lookout for that, but that will probably be in the summer. If that is fair, if you want to be mad at me for that, I am okay with that. I signed up for this, but I do think that it would be irresponsible for me to do anything with that before we know what we're holding in our hands of the Commonwealth, right? Right? We operate in those ABCs: accountability, boldness, and coalition building. So we're doing the C right now with folks. We will be bold and ask the questions. And I do expect that you be able to hold us accountable when we get to something for you to hold us accountable for, if that is fair. And I appreciate you. I appreciate you in the comments. All right. With that, I want any final words. I think you all should have sort of like the final words. Is there anything that hit you and you're like, oh, wait. This is for you all. As the presenters, not me or the audiences, you guys.
Okay, well, thank you for this opportunity. And as we've talked about, there are ways to receive assistance. It's about asking. I mean, so if you get a no, it's worth the ask, right? And Salvation Army is a wonderful place to go. Even I think they work on energy share as well. So we have a wonderful resource partner with the city of Norfolk. We're grateful. We also enjoy that partnership with Help to Others and everyone here, even the folks on Dominion Energy. I really appreciate hearing you guys talking about your program. It gives me a lot of pride in this area, that it shows that we really care about our citizens. And by the way, we are our own customers as well. So we get it. And we appreciate it. And thank you from me and Trinette. There she is. She's popped up again thank you from us, because we all know the public servants that we all put ourselves out there for. So this isn't easy, and thank you to the panel.
And
I completely echo Jill's sentiments. I don't know that I could have said it any better. I appreciate this time and the partnership, of course, to talk about affordability and what our utility space is doing to help our customers. I just want to close it out with, and of course, I'm sure Marilyn will contribute to this. Our Energy Share program is available if you need help. We have a lot of options. You don't necessarily have to be in the income and age qualifying bracket for weatherization or other energy conservation and energy efficiency programs. Let's put the power back into your hands. Just call and ask us, and we are here for you, essentially. Marilyn?
And so, Kate, I'm sorry. One of the things that I would like to reiterate is that I mentioned about the caseworker, and yes, everyone will not have a caseworker because we're looking at the middle class, those who don't qualify for the low income assistance. However, when it comes to Energy Share, as I mentioned before, it is not income based. Therefore, if you apply, you receive the assistance, you automatically will become a recipient of receiving energy conservations measures and assessments. And so that's a big win. And so while this is one piece, sometimes that part of Energy Share also assists our conservation team with Kate. And so we work tirelessly to make sure that we get customers what they need, not half step, but all the way. Whatever those measures come out to be, what can we do to improve the customer's being, their living space, making it comfortable and making the bills more affordable. And so I'd like to say I appreciate all of you. Appreciate Delegate Glass, you giving us this opportunity to speak to the constituents and making sure that they know we're here to help and that they're not alone.
Will, you good?
So I'm pretty good. I just want to say again, thank you. I mean, my colleagues Kate and Marilyn killed it, Jill and Miss Hodges killed it. I mean, I'm just happy to be here with you all. And again, thank you, Delegate Glass, for sure, for giving us this opportunity.
All right. It is my pleasure and honor to serve. She's probably not going to come on camera, but I just want to, say, oh, hold on, let me make sure. Miss Trinette. Any final thoughts, Miss Trinette? I try to be respectful of y'all time because I know I got kids to get to just like everybody else, and a dog, obviously, but that y'all probably didn't hear. Miss Trinette, you got something? Final words? Okay, we lost her. All right. Here's what I will say. My biggest flex as a legislator is that I have you all holding me accountable. I have people that have no problem telling me when stuff ain't right. So thank you all. Just know that I couldn't do it without a really dope team. She is not going to come on camera. I know that she's not, but at least we can say I just pulled up Miss J Putnam, and I said Miss because yes, we do get Mr. J Putnam all the time. I just want to say thank you, Jay. Jay really held in hands with executing this and making this happen, getting the people in place, making me manage my own expectations on my ability to execute something like this. So if you have an issue in the office, you probably are going to hear from Jay and know that I don't have all the capacity, but I have really amazing team that helps me. I'm going to shout out BZ too as well, who keeps me in line and helps me getting stuff. I see y'all on here, the regulars. Thank you so much. I hope that you all are able to make it a great evening. There's some folks in the background who are doing, and I'm just going to pull you in because I know you don't like it, but it's happening anyway. Nikki, Caroline, all of these folks who are in the background trying to be of service, making sure, look, we'll be the Brady Bunch, right? It was more than just us. It takes a team. Many hands make light work. And there's so many people out here just trying to do right by y'all. It is frustrating. I know. I I am making compromises and sacrifices as a caregiver, as a mother of a high school student that always needs something, and a college kid that act like he's on my payroll. We know that we pinch in pennies, okay? But we're doing the best that we can. The best thing that we can do right now is show up for each other. Tell your neighbor about these programs, please. If you're not on our mailing list, get on it. Okay. I don't mail a whole bunch of stuff. Like you're not getting something from me every week. You're getting the goods. And I want you to know that. KJ, I'm going to flag your question for Dimension for opportunities to connect, but it is 10 minutes over. We did that. We did that, y'all. We did that. So until next time, I am Jackie Glass, Mama, Navy Vet Certified Doer, the laced up legislator for the House of Delegates, 93rd District. Again, honored to serve. Appreciate the doers because doers get more done. Do not sue me, Home Depot. Y'all make it a great day.